Dougie, I love getting up with you in the morning.
Dougie? Who's Dougie?
You know, Dougie the Freitas from Nice Radio.
Monday to Friday from 6:35 in the morning.
It is 6:44. A very pleasant good morning to those who just joining us and those who've been with us from the wee hours of the morning. I want to thank you for being there. And remember, whatever you do or say today, whether you agree or you disagree vehemently on a matter of point, be it family, social, religious, or political, to do it in love, because love is God. Love is of God and love conquers all. I wanted to have a nice day today, a great day, most wonderful day. And ladies, keep sugar jealous. Where today is the 4th day of May, Monday the 4th day of May 2020. Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Every morning we wake up, we have new hopes and dreams, but we have realities also to confront. SVG went to sleep on the weekend, woke up Sunday morning for the first day of the week to the Good Shepherd Sunday. Who is the Good Shepherd? Yesterday, Bishop Gerard County of the RC Diocese in Kingston in his homily spoke to our capacity to carry out the mission that Jesus laid on us to be good shepherds to each other and our communities. Well, politicians supposed to be good shepherds too. Politicians are a major part of that scenario. They make decisions that affect our present and our future of our lives, whether we like it or not. So when you hear some people say, me, I don't get involved in politics, you need to think again. Getting involved does not mean that you're going out there and campaign, but you have a right to speak to the issues that affect you, because the decisions that they are going to make and will be making will not be in your interest but in their interests. Until election come, they give you some cock and bull how they're going to do things for you. So when you hear that, think again. Because if the politicians know that the people are like the police, watching their every move, we would have a much better decisions being made by politicians. A big debate on the airwaves and social media is the plight of the sailors. It is my understanding that the cruise ship industry is planning to deliver our sailors and that of other Caribbean countries by way of the ships that they are on, instead of chartering aircrafts. I don't know if it is factual or rumors, but you will hear it in the news because we will present it in the news today from what we see on cruise.live. But that will lead to an interesting situation, The problem that SVG is that the government, through him, lied in Parliament. What is supposed to be an honorable house? Him lied about the arrangements between the government and the cruise ship. He gave a confirmed position. Yet they want and expect the lesser mortals to address them as honorable. How could that be when you are lying in an honorable house? Investments. Let's look at investments. That's why I say, where do we go from here? Investments. COVID-19 has exposed the weaknesses of proposed investment that is the SVG ULP government did propose and pass in Parliament towards hotel industry. The hotel industry calls for major capital investment with a long payback period. The wisdom of such investments are now worthy of serious review. We need to put some brakes on those investments. The cost of producing a single job is too high in the hotel industry. Leave that to the private sectors. At least we have the Royal Mills coming. The Grandview is being refurbished and expanded into something glorious. Now, when you look at what COVID-19 has shown us, not to take notice of the fickleness is arrogance of the highest degree. This ULP government took $62 million of our monies from the NIS and invested it into CLECO and BICO. We will never see those monies again. If any or very little that will happen because of the two things. NIS target needs to be between 6 and 7% return on their investments. Clico and Bico was offering 8% when the world was offering as low as 1.75%. That was grabbing at the shadow and letting go the bone. So we lost that money. We want to lose it again when COVID-19 has exposed the weakness of the hospitality industry. We want to put our money directly in that. The second thing is that influenced that decision to invest in Clico was political election investments and corrupt politicians. That's basically what happened there, you know. The Bank of SVG is owned by the government 40%, 20% by NIS, and the rest I'm not certain who really own it. Banking laws do not permit one single entity or persons or connectivity to own more than 20%, but governments do have some privileges that they exploit. Corruption in politics causes us to lose the National Commercial Bank, the NCB, in the first instance. It is my opinion, and I am not an expert, that the reverse should take place through the NIS, that the NIS should really own 40% of the Bank of SVG, or maybe even 51%, because it could manipulate the laws to suit. The Bank of SVG need to be owned by NIS. We're going to take a lot of pressure off of NIS. Let the bank do its due diligence capacity in the investment into the agricultural sector. This will provide jobs, increase unemployment, and the cost of producing jobs will be cheaper, and the NIS will have a major increase in contributors that is necessary to sustain the NIS pension fund. So instead of inventing the hotel industry and investing in that again, where private sector have already done and many would be there, leave that to the private sector and given the expose of COVID-19, wisdom should prevail. But we need a government that would be strict on the use of land and agriculture, and we need a survey. The survey is necessary to make good decisions, but we haven't had an agriculture survey for some time. These are times for serious discussions, and leave the cussing and the trough-like behavior behind. I ask and I beg professionals in the country to get involved into the national discourse and stop grabbing at your own selfish interests. It is cheaper in agriculture to produce jobs, and an abundance of jobs. Mr. Government, it is not too late to turn back now. The world has changed rapidly. Make the adjustments in the direction and investments. This is to be continued. Anyway, keep your eyes on the Bank of SVG. Something's brewing. Something's brewing. Mark my word. Mark my word. Something is happening with the Bank of SVG. Mark my word. Mark my word.
Morning, you're gonna blow that engine. Be good, be kind, be careful to your vehicle. If you wanted to take care, you got to take care. Nice radio.